Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We've got some shocking news about Denver Broncos Hall of Famer Terrell Davis. Over the weekend, he was detained by FBI agents after an incident on a United Airlines flight from Denver to Orange County, California. After being released, Davis took to social media to share his side of the story, revealing he was just trying to get a flight attendant's attention for a simple request from his son. But things quickly escalated, leading to his detainment. Stay tuned as we dive into the details of this incident. After his release, Davis took to social media to explain the situation, expressing his shock over the incident. He stated that he was attempting to get a flight attendant's assistance with a request from a family member seated next to him. However, when Davis tapped the attendant on the arm to get his attention, the attendant reacted in what Davis described as a rude manner. The FBI's Los Angeles office didn't identify Davis by name in a statement they released about the action they took. They said their agents and some local police in Orange County responded to a report about an incident that had occurred aboard a flight, which required further investigation. They said the person who was detained was cooperative with law enforcement and was released to continue his travels. Davis says he is in shock over the traumatizing events. He says he was traveling with his wife, his 2 sons, and his daughter. During the beverage service, my son politely requested a cup of ice. The flight attendant either didn't hear or ignored his request and continued past our row. I calmly reached behind me and lightly tapped his arm to get his attention to again ask for a cup of ice for my son, Davis wrote in the social media post. Davis says right after he tapped the flight attendant on the arm, the man shouted, "Don't hit me," and moved to another part of the plane. Davis says the flight attendant was incredibly rude and blatantly wrong in his accusations of me hitting him, and he didn't interact with the attendant for the rest of the flight. Before passengers were allowed off the plane, Davis says the captain asked everyone to remain seated, and that's when the law enforcement officers came on the plane, handcuffed Davis, and escorted him off the plane without providing a reason why. Soon after the questioning started in the airport, Davis says the FBI told him that they agreed with Davis that the flight attendant made an inaccurate accusation. He says they apologized to him and then released him. He says he is humiliated, embarrassed, powerless, and angry. I refuse to stand by without speaking out on this disgusting display of injustice and deplorable treatment by United Airlines, Davis said. Davis said his legal team is reaching out to the company United Airlines. I demand a thorough and proper investigation into the flight attendant who blatantly lied and placed undue harm on me and my family, he said. Following the publication of this article, United Media Relations provided the following response to CBS Colorado's inquiry. This is clearly not the kind of travel experience we strive to provide, and we have reached out to Mr. Davis's team to apologize. We have removed the flight attendant from duty while we closely review this matter. Davis signed with the Broncos as an undrafted free agent in the mid-1990s and retired due to injuries 7 seasons later. He is in the Broncos Ring of Fame as well as the Pro Football Hall of Fame. During his pro career, he was named NFL MVP 1 time and Super Bowl MVP in Super Bowl II. In 1998, he had a 2,000 rushing yard season, something very few running backs have attained. Davis joined the Broncos as an undrafted free agent in the mid-1990s and retired 7 seasons later due to injuries. He is honored in both the Broncos Ring of Fame and the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Throughout his career, Davis was named NFL MVP once and Super Bowl MVP in Super Bowl II. In 1998, he achieved a remarkable 2,000-yard rushing season, a milestone reached by only a few running backs. Pro Football Hall of Famer Terrell Davis was escorted off a plane in handcuffs this past weekend, describing the incident as a disgusting display of injustice and deplorable treatment. Davis, who played as a star running back for the Denver Broncos from 1995 to 2001, detailed the incident in a lengthy Instagram post on Monday. He explained what occurred on his United Airlines flight from Denver to Orange County on Saturday, which culminated in federal agents handcuffing and escorting him off the aircraft. Davis said that the incident started when his son asked for a cup of ice from a flight attendant during beverage service, and after the attendant allegedly didn't hear or chose to ignore the request, Davis lightly tapped the attendant on the arm to get his attention. That's when things went awry. He shouted, "Don't hit me," and left the cart to hurriedly approach the front of the plane. I was confused, as were the passengers in front of me who witnessed the exchange, Davis wrote. I thought nothing of it other than this particular employee was incredibly rude and blatantly wrong in his accusations of me hitting him. I did not see or interact with him further for the duration of the flight. When the flight landed, the pilot asked all passengers to remain seated as federal agents boarded the aircraft. That's when Davis was handcuffed and walked off, as he says he was humiliated during the incident. The FBI agents and local authorities proceeded directly to my seat and immediately placed me in handcuffs, while seated and without any explanation, in front of my wife and children, while the entire flight of passengers watched in silence. I was then removed from the flight while being recorded by multiple passengers as I was paraded off the plane in handcuffs by the officers, Davis's post continued to read. Davis also noted that the agents believed him when he explained his side of the story, saying they profusely apologized. I was, and remain, humiliated, embarrassed, powerless, and angry, Davis wrote. During questioning, it was rightfully determined by the agents that this flight attendant was inaccurate in his accusations, and the agents profusely apologized, even offering to support me and my family in any way possible. Davis adds that his legal team is pursuing action in this matter, while they have not heard from United Airlines. Davis had a short career compared to other NFL Hall of Famers due to injuries, but he was extremely productive for Denver as a sixth-round pick out of Georgia in 1995. A three-time All-Pro and two-time Super Bowl champion, Davis was a powerhouse in the Broncos' backfield during his first 4 seasons in the league. He amassed 413 rushing yards, including a league-leading 2,008 yards in 1998, and scored 56 rushing touchdowns in that period. Davis earned the 1998 NFL MVP award and AP Offensive Player of the Year honors for his remarkable season, where he not only rushed for over 2,000 yards, but also scored 21 touchdowns on the ground and 2 more through the air. In conclusion, the shocking incident involving Denver Broncos Hall of Famer Terrell Davis on a United Airlines flight has left many stunned and outraged. Despite his protests of innocence, Davis was detained by FBI agents and escorted off the plane in handcuffs, sparking widespread criticism of United Airlines and the flight attendant involved. Davis has spoken out about the incident, describing it as a disgusting display of injustice and deplorable treatment. While the FBI has apologized for their actions and removed the flight attendant from duty, Davis is still seeking answers and justice, demanding a thorough investigation into the matter. As a former NFL star and Super Bowl champion, Davis's reputation and dignity were tarnished by this incident, leaving many to wonder how such a situation could occur in the first place. The incident serves as a reminder of the importance of treating all individuals with respect and dignity, regardless of their celebrity status.